But there was like a few moments where it's like I was like, take the shot, pass it now. Take the shot or pass it now. Take the shot or pass it out. And
right now, even though we just had the North London Derby, my morale is down. I want to wear my shirt again. I want to do my podcast in my Arsenal bar. Right now, I don't even drink this.
Guys, you heard it here first.
we got to back the players. We got to back the manager.
Our homie Lewis Kelly, who also had an incredible match.
Yep.
One less player. We need to change something.
Look at what they're doing to us. We need bodies, but they're just giving us side dishes.
Welcome, fellas. North London is red. A big welcome. Each dub in the building. Mr. Magaya, aka Q Bill. Let's go. Let's talk, man. I'm Fabio. What up? Arsenal, man. It's been a journey, 3 days.
We're back. We're going to win the league.
Make all the difference, man. Right? I'm so glad we're recording this episode now after the North London Derby. Because if we had recorded after Man United... So over to you guys, man. How are you?
We're here, man. We're alive. We're alive. Great to see you all once again. Running Gunners, we back. Still here. We've just come off a brilliant victory, which we'll get into. North London Derby. We'll also get into the Man United madness of the FA Cup, which you guys know already because I've been saying the Cups are priority about how I was feeling about that. And also where we at, man. You know, the transfer window is still open. Anything can happen. Managers hinted a bit, but also, to be honest, been giving some mixed messages. Kind of like a manager we used to know, as in Arsene Wenger. So he's learned a lot from El Professor. But you know, we live to fight another day, and we've got Aston Villa even coming up. The games just keep on coming, right? January 2025 is vicious. And it's great to see you, Bill. How are you feeling after the North London Derby?
First off, want to say hello to all the guys, all the people that are listening, watching this episode today. Feeling ecstatic. My face probably doesn't show it, but we'll get to that. I always thought we were going to beat Tottenham. I mean, come on, it's Tottenham, you know. So yesterday's game was definitely a highlight for us. I hope it's a change of direction for us and gives us momentum going forward. But I'm still skeptical, obviously. I'm not wearing my shirt yet. I'm still white. I'm still neutral. But yeah, man, look, North London Derby, we won, and that's what matters.
But Bill,
cut the gap.
We won.
We cut the gap to 4 now.
What is it now? 4, yeah. 4, and they have a game in hand.
Cut the gap. Yeah, they have a game in hand. You know, what they say, point on the board is what matters. So we are 4 points behind. We do our part at Aston Villa. Hope they drop points. We're down to 1. So there's still a lot to play for, but yeah.
Yeah, just a quick one, man, for the new listeners. Oh, Mr. Magaya, when we began this, used to have full Arsenal kit. He even used to have his house was painted in red with Arsenal, you know. And then Odegaard got injured. We started to play dog shit football, you know. Then the jersey from Bill went out. First the wall went out. Then the jersey. Now he's just wearing a red cap, like homie. Come on, man. It's not that bad. We're in second place.
Yeah, now we're third in Champions League. League table or something.
So there's a lot to play for.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, diving into the game, the actual game, you know, I think a couple of heroes, you know, out of it, and a couple of villains. Let me put it that way. I think heroes, Big Gabby, you know, wow. You know, that guy, man. What a season, man. What a player. What a defender. Yeah, we've got a gem. I don't know how much he's worth in the market, you know, but, you know, yeah, he's just, I love him. You know, Big Gabby. It's like out of the defenders we've had in the past, you know, and when I look at Big Gabby and Saliba, it's almost like they complement each other, but it almost feels like they also like compete against each other for like who performs the best, you know, and that's fantastic, you know, that's great. Like we deserve this, man.
Yeah, man. We've suffered. We've suffered Mustafi.
Like, so it's like we deserve
and
it.
I don't know who else in the previous Lachi. Yeah, we've had some
Mustafi. Yeah,
we've had some tough
William
ones,
Gallas, who was captain and wore number 10. Oh my God! Like just thinking about it.
But here's a question to you, actually, on that HW. I think it's gotten to the point where I know Saliba is incredible, Rolls Royce, but I think it's time that Big Gabby gets his flowers, man.
Yeah, for me, he's player of the season. Like I think it's between him and probably Partey. Like Partey's kind of because of the right back thing. Maybe exactly. Maybe if he was played in his position, I think some of those games could have turned out different. So I've got to give it so far to like Big Gabby as our player of the season so far.
All the way, man.
All the way. And I think there's not many Arsenal fans that would disagree with that based on his performances.
Man of the match, like you sent that photo today, man. How many times has he been man of the match?
3 times North London derby, man. New owner. He owns Tottenham, basically.
Yeah.
3 in a row.
Yeah. Look, I can kind of now understand, been watching carefully when they say, Saliba's a Rolls Royce. I kind of get it because the way he he can finesse in like those, kind of like those tight spaces. He does those spins. He kind of gets out of a jam and he can play a good ball forward. You know what I mean? But the difference with Gabriel, I think he's just like that old school defender, man. Like he just defends, my man. Like, and now that he's a goal threat and when there's a corner, teams know now that this guy he's an X factor. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of do understand when they say, Saliba's the Rolls Royce, he's in the team of the year and so forth. I think he brings more. Getting out of tight spaces, he can even go forward I think he did like a gallivanting run so that was yesterday. Sorry. So he's got that in his locker and I can understand that. But Gabriel, man, that guy is a beast. He is a baller. And I just think, as you said, you would, you like to see them two compete. I think they both compete to see who's the best on the day because sometimes it is Saliba, sometimes it is Gabriel, but I just think when you're looking at a guy that has grit, I think you got to talk about Gabriel. But it's difficult to say which one you would prefer over the other because Gabriel also has a lot of mistakes in him, but he's cut that part out this season. But you would say that he would be more prone to getting more, loose passes and mistakes than Saliba. But I just think that when we are attacking the goal and we are needing to defend the goal, I'd probably go with Gabriel more than Saliba.
Yo, we have both. We don't need to choose. That's what's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great partnership, and I understand. Yeah. I understand why Arteta keeps playing them. Like it's hard for a player like Kivior, to come in and get those minutes. It's hard. Kivior's, in my opinion, he's not. I use the term dog shit a lot, but he's not that. I think. No. There's Polish something there. Man. Yeah, Polish international. And he's had some good games for us as well. And he's had maybe some dodgy moments as well. But for Gabriel and Saliba, it's just hard for you to bench any one of those two if they're fit, if they're 100% fit, right? It's no brainer.
Also, one thing that I do see about them is that they relish the partnership. I think Gabriel being older, Saliba does look up to him. Like when the going gets tough. And I like that part of Gabriel because he can be selfish, and want to seek the praise and the claim. But I think that he's also at a point where he's just letting the football do the talking. If he scores, he scores. If you get the praise, it comes with it. If you don't, you don't. But I just like that, we have two of the best in the business right now for me. And I don't think they have inflated ego that one wants to be better than the other. I think they just complement each other really well.
For me, leadership. Gabriel has leadership material, man. I'm thinking like no player I would want to play with more than Gabriel in a big game. Do you know what I mean? He's not scared to go in for the tackle. He put in some tackles yesterday.
Oh yeah,
the headers.
There was that one block that he had on Solanke at the beginning, and I was like, wow,
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Was great.
that was a great block.
And imagine the kids coming from the academy, seeing him now as like the defender. Do you know what I mean? They will know, like, yeah, you can, you know what I mean? They'll be willing to put in the tackles, bleed. I feel like it's perfect even as a mentor, even for our homie Lewis Kelly, who also had an incredible match.
Yeah, that's
And, you
hero
know,
number 2. Yeah,
boom, there you go.
yeah,
Over to you, man.
nice. Yeah, no, hero number 2. I mean, you said it. MLS. You know, probably I think his first North London derby start.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like he said in his interview, it's like a dream for him. You know, it's incredible, man. He's a player that when I watch him play, I don't get nervous, you know? Like, you know, sometimes when a youngster picks up a ball, you're like, oh, don't mess up. Because you almost like want to feel bad for them, you know?
Yeah.
You almost like, oh, no, he messed up. This is, you know, you almost feel like he's your little brother and it's like he's playing and you don't want him to mess up or to do a wrong pass that leads to a goal or something like that. But when he gets the ball, I'm like, I'm chill. I just watching this guy, how composed he is. And how like he's not shy to like get stuck into tackles. He made this tackle, I think it was against Sar, and almost like Sar was almost like on his back. There's like, what?
Yeah.
And he even went to the ground claiming an injury from the referee, and they just kept on playing. You know, and he's not afraid to also like stand up for himself. You know, there was a few spats there, and he stood up for himself as well. You know, so I pray that he stays fit, continues learning, learns some people like Big Gabby, learns some people like Zinchenko as well, who has experience. And I'm sure in the training ground, it's a lot of drills. I'm sure he's learning from players like Zinchenko, like Timber and the players that are much older than him, because that's what it is to become an elite player. It's the minutes, and also it's the willing to push yourself, you know, like our friend Mudric has a tattoo that says talent is not enough, you know. But in his case, I guess he had to dope.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say
aside.
Yeah, I thought he was a dope player, but then when it's
got into doping, he is a dope player.
Active. But on Lewis Kelly, one thing I didn't know, guys, did you guys know he used to be captain for us in some of our younger age groups? Because I found out only today. That guy was like, he's been through those North London rivalries against other academy like kids, you know, against Spurs. So of course he like knew it, and now he's come in and he gets a chance to show it. And he said, I saw his interview with Ian Wright afterwards. It was really cute, man. Ian Wright was like, hey man, what happened there with the spat? And then I saw you, and he was like, hey man, my grandmother is here. Couldn't take nonsense. My grandmother must not think I'm weak. I need to show them, you know, like I'm strong. Like, hey granny, I got this.
Yeah, man, he has to stay humble, you know. He's getting a lot of praise and he's letting his football do the talking for him. But I think, you know, making that jump up, because initially when the season started, I think maybe it was fourth choice, with injuries and so forth. Now he's climbing, and I think for me, that's his spot to lose. So I think he does need to stay humble. I think he needs to learn and just take it how, take it how it comes. But I think in terms of the profile, I think he's a good left back. I don't know if ultimately that will be his position, because I think reading articles, they're saying that they want to push him
central midfield. That's his position, actually.
Because that's his position too. But I guess you know how Tete is, man. Once he sees you doing something, he will stick with it. But I mean, at one time, Sko was left wing as well. So who knows?
Yeah. He was playing left wing back.
Exactly. So so who knows? But I do think that from seeing him, you have that fear that academy players need to acclimate, you know, at a slow rate, and gradually they'll get there. But I think this guy is ready, man. He doesn't need any more, you know, grooming. Is there. I think he's already hit the big time. And I think it's his place to lose now and stay humble and work hard, my man, because I think if he carries on this, from what I've been reading, I think England also needs left back. So maybe he can try to book a spot for himself there.
Guys, World Cup next year, if he keeps on this trajectory. But on this topic of international players who have played left wing back, this might bring down the mood a bit, but don't forget that this season, Kai Havertz was playing at some point left wing back for Germany. And that's our only striker, guys. That's our main striker.
For me, that's we're getting into villains now, and that's villain number one. For me, villain number one is Havertz. Villain number two is Sterling. And I'll say why. I felt Sterling had some good moments in the Man United game, and I think he also had some, maybe one or two. And in the Man United game, I thought like there was a few moments I was like, oh my goodness, this is like Liverpool Sterling right now, you know, like he was having like these few moments where I was like, oh, there's hope. For me, what irritated me the most about him yesterday was that there was some cases where it looked like he was walking. You know, like with the ball, and sometimes when he had the ball, like it seemed like he was a little bit confused as well, like what he should do with it. You know, was he waiting for the overlap? Was he trying to pass it back? Was he trying to cross it? Like there were a few moments where it seemed like there was a bit of like uncertainty. And then again, I'm no expert, but you know, I don't know if it's minutes. Do you keep playing him until something clicks? That's the only solution right now because we've got no one else, right? And you hope it works out. And then to Havertz, man, I don't know, man. Like, seems like he's back to that form when he first joined us, and he needed that goal again. You know, it's like he's regressed somehow. And you can talk about sickness, this and that, but
no, it's finished.
You know, I think it's finished now. If he had like a stomach bug or something of that in that regard. I just look at yesterday and the few chances the chances that he had, even that header went directly to the keeper. But there was like a few moments where it's like I was like, take the shot or pass it now. Take the shot or pass it now. Take the shot or pass it out, and just took too long, and then it was gone. You know, it was like those. You saw it, right, Bill? Like it was those like moments, that moment where you almost like, it's there, you know, and nothing, you know. And the thing is, like we've got no other choice, man. It's gonna be probably the same front three. Maybe Martinelli and Trossard are gonna be the ones, or maybe it might be Sterling for Martinelli on the right. I think Trossard's got to keep his place. He scored the winner, and it'll probably be Martinelli starting on the right wing and Havertz as striker. He's got to find form. We need him to find form. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I actually I thought that you would have broken it down first, going with Sterling, and then we would have done Havertz, because both of them need a segment in themselves. But I need to start off with Sterling, not because I'm going with Sterling because we obviously started with the Sterling thing. For me, okay, the Man U game, I think he's fine, but he's just not good enough. But as you said, you don't know if it's minutes. Okay, so I can give him that. The game yesterday, I think he improved a little. First, when I was watching him, he got the ball on the touchline and Timber is overlapping him. But it kind of seemed to me like he should have been the person that Saka should have looked up to. But it's like he now is looking up to what Saka does, because he tries to get on the outside and he's got no pace. He's got zero pace. It's like he lost his pace. But on the other hand, I also don't really blame him from going on to, trying to beat the man. Because I said it in our group, the wing position for us as a right-footed player offers us nothing. Because what Saka did was he would come in and bend it with his left. That's why he would cross it at everything. Right winger, left-footed. So if you're going with right on right, how are you going to come inside unless you have to beat your man going across or somehow try to dribble? But that's really not the Arsenal way. Every goal that you see Saka score, he gets it on his foot, he drives it inside and curls it into that corner. That's, the prime
Iron
Saka
Robin.
move. Exactly.
Yeah, Iron Robin, the Iron Robin special.
But the way that we play, it's just so right-sided. And it's like, what do you expect them to do? What foot are they going to cross in with? Because you know a cross is not going to come. That's not the Arsenal way. So we keep doing that donut of ours. It goes down and then it comes back up, and then in the middle, then it goes that side, and then they come. You know what I mean? And that's where, Fabio, I think you also get a bit angry and upset, because we don't have that direct play. We're not going through the center. And I'm not saying
middle
that you
penetration.
need to you don't need to beat and dribble every player to go to the goal. But guys, if you watch our games, I think, and I think he's just too hard-headed, because every other team has our blueprint, my man. it's even there. 50% of our possession is from the right. Because
Yeah,
you know that we're not
50%
gonna
yesterday.
do anything. And even Odegaard, when he gets the ball, he's a left footer, but he's not even shooting, man. Like, what does he do? Gives it back to Thomas Partey. And how is Thomas Partey coming into the ball? He's not gonna shoot from there. Do you get what I'm saying? The ball is coming to him at an angle. So what style of play? It's just so lopsided. And unless if we're gonna go to the transfer market, we need to get a left footer. We need to. Because even if you put Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, then the results will be the same. And I think that if we
We're not putting
blame it on,
Jesus
yeah,
with
well,
his injury
well,
for 1
obviously
year,
not.
but yeah.
Yeah, but he tried.
In
He did,
September.
but he,
Jeez.
yeah, he tried, but he wasn't really doing much
Yeah.
unless he went to the middle. What happens? Havertz is on the right as well. Like, what is he doing there, man? Like, he's your striker, man. He shouldn't really be there. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't even know where to start with Kai. I mean, on Man U, I kind of gave up on him yesterday. Yeah, I can't really say much of what he did, missed some clear chances, but I think that goes down to our recruitment. We had to play Kieran Tierney on the left winger. We had to play Zinchenko there as well. Like, we just don't have any other players. So unless we buy better, or we not even buy better, we just need to put bodies because we have depleted squad.
Yeah.
Our back,
Just
And
now,
also, yeah.
hold on. Our goalkeeper, our defense, midfield, even you get your Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, which he had a monster game as well. They
Yeah.
played well. If you saw the
Rice and
goals,
Partey,
even,
man.
yeah, that
Rice and
Thomas
Party.
Partey,
Yeah. Don't bring
yeah,
Merino
that
into
Thomas-
this nonsense.
yeah, that Thomas Partey interception that led to Trossard's goal.
Oh, yeah.
That was midfield play. But okay, take away Trossard because Trossard, you know what my saying is, man. Every squirrel gets a nut. Yesterday he found the nut, but he stunk out the place on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on
Yeah.
Sunday. He stunk it out on Man U. He played 90 minutes, didn't do squat. Didn't do absolute squat. So that whole front three, Trossard, or you put your Martinelli, you put your Havertz there, and you put your whoever at right wing. They're not it, guys. They're not. And I don't know. And I cannot get excited because I know it's the North London Derby. We won. We should be ecstatic. But going into Aston Villa, that's got a better squad, better tactics. I don't know.
And it's always personal for their manager, right?
Oh yeah,
As
man.
well.
I don't know
And
where goals
Martinez.
are coming from. Yeah, I don't know where goals are coming from because we don't have goals in us. I mean, unless Gabriel bails us out, which he seems to do pretty often. I can't count on these guys to score us goals
Hey,
because
Ju-
I think if
just
you
to
had to
challenge you for 1 second.
another thing, Fabio, just the last thing. When was the last time that you saw us take a shot from outside the box? I think it's been like 6 months. We haven't
Trossard.
scored a goal. Yeah, Trossard.
What you
We
mean
haven't
yesterday
scored a-
with Trossard? I'm teasing.
yeah, but
teasing.
no,
We
no,
don't
Yeah.
do
I'm
it
saying,
before
no,
that.
But before that, but before
I'm
that.
talking before that. Yeah, when was
I
the
know,
last
I know.
time we have scored a goal, direct
No.
free kick? Like, we stink, guys. We stink. We need to change tactics, man. And this comes down to recruitment. I can't even say the manager because you know how I feel about manager. I'm not saying Arteta in or Arteta out, but man, we have no forward players. We play defense as left wingers to cover.
Yeah.
Get the
Ju-
checkbook
just
out,
to-
man.
Yeah, just to touch on a few things that you spoke about there, Ish, I don't even know. I'll just start with the tactics. I think before we even talk about the transfer markets, like I'm happy to discuss that after, but just our tactics and the team and Havertz. You guys know I've been crucified for defending Arteta all year. I've been accused of being Arteta defender, Havertz defender. After the Man United match, guys, I was so... I'm just grateful we didn't record so that my words were not public because I was swearing at Arteta and Havertz so hard. I was grumpy for 3 days. My wife thought I was pissed at her. I've just been like sad in the house, sulking. My work was suffering. I was like, dude, I need to stop thinking about Arsenal so much, man. I need to like find other things to care about. But I think it's also because of what's going on in our lives. You guys know what up, Mozambique and all that. My life, I was feeling like so intense. But when I look at our tactics, man, one thing I cannot understand is how can we play the same tactic no matter the team and no matter who we have available. Sterling is the only right winger we're gonna play 50% of our balls to Sterling. Make that make sense. Martin Odegaard has been in crappy form. That's true. But don't forget, guys, before he got injured, and even when he came back against Chelsea, he, up until that point, had been our best player, right? And then Saka took over. I swear, with just a few tweaks, he can be good again. You know what I mean? We can't be like he now sucks. But why the hell does he play? It's like, you ask, why is Havertz on the right? Why is Odegaard also like that right-sided 8? The guy is left-footed, for blood's sakes. Like, why is he not the left-sided 8? Or why is he not just playing number 10? Do you know what I mean? What is wrong with good old 4-2-3-1, man? Put him central so that he can float and he can put in passes. Because he was actually creating a lot of chances. I know his confidence is fallen, but he's like still a good creative player. And he was, I honestly think, I kind of felt like we were going to win yesterday because in the first 10 minutes, the way Odegaard was pressing, I was like, he's got his energy back. You know what I mean? I felt like the whole team was like hungry. So with some tweaks, this team is actually can be good again. Like even before we buy players, likely we're going to go to Dubai as well, hopefully. But just play Party in the midfield with Rice and just make Odegaard play a bit more central. Then he's going to create more centrally. Instead, we're shoving him to the right. We're shoving all the balls to the right. We're telling Havertz to go there. We're telling Sterling to go there. Like then telling our fullbacks to invert. No one overlaps. Come on, man. Some tweaks and then we can be good again.
But if he goes for central, there's still one player in front of him, which would be the striker. That guy is being dragged to the right. He goes to the right. There's nobody in the middle. They're trying to whip crosses, but there's nobody at the end of these crosses. There's nobody, man. And
I still remember that.
The Kieran Tierney one.
Yeah. Like, what a ball.
What a perfect ball. That just needed.
Perfect ball. Right there in the center. And no one was there.
Yeah. I don't think, Fabio, I don't think the tweaking that you say will work with Odegaard because Odegaard drifts to the right. He's so used to passing it to Saka and they interchange because Saka comes on the inside of him. So they just change positions. But when he gets
space because Saka's always like double or triple marked. So,
exactly. But here he's going to the right. You're pushing Sterling, which is already hugging the touchline. He's already there. But if he gets the ball, he's not coming back inside because the foot that he gets the ball is with his right. So he automatically he has to switch his body. So it's either I go forward and try to beat or I have to go back. And then when it goes back, what does it do? It goes back to the middle. How much party? No. It's just that. So
something that worried.
When you watch other teams, I'm sorry, I don't really watch like a lot of other teams. I just watch Arsenal. But how do other teams play, man? Because this semicircle just irritates the shit out of me, man.
I think sorry, I just wanted to cut in the with Bill. And one of the things that irritates me so much as well is I think, and I saw it in yesterday's game, is that because yesterday's game, like for the first time in a long time that I can remember, we won a North London derby, and I wasn't even like I usually am when we win a North London derby, we beat Spurs, sending all my Spurs mates like messages and stuff. Yesterday there was none of that for me, like, to be honest, because from what I saw, that game should have been like 5-1. 6-1. We played it too close and it could have gone wrong. It could have really gone wrong yesterday. We could have drawn that game and it would have sent vibes that we can't even imagine right now. And the worrying thing for me, yes, Bill, that what you mentioned there, this right-sided nightmare, if I put it that way, is true. I've seen it. It's happening a lot and it needs to change. We can't survive off this. But my biggest concern, and I saw that especially yesterday because the game was so open. Right? For the certain part, especially in the second half, I think they opened up a bit more. Madison came on, like it seemed like Spurs were there for the taking, Yeah. Even though they had this momentum in the beginning of the second half, but after that, it was like they were leaving so many gaps. The keeper was making all these mistakes, giving us the ball. I think twice he was giving us the ball. And my worry is that we are no longer good in the transition. Like we're dead.
First
There
of
was a few
all,
chances.
man,
I think like we were breaking, and it's either too slow or we pass it back, or like the pass is like a bit too forward than what it should be, or or a bit too short and the defender cuts it off. But I remember when like Martinelli would just like run and like get the ball, get the long ball that comes off the top. He would get it, still get around one or two defenders and then knock it in the back of the net, or even find another pass towards like someone on the other side. It just feels like the wrong passes. I think there was one breakaway. I don't know if it was Partey or Rice. That's what's worrying for me, is that it seems like we don't know how to do that anymore. We don't know how to just attack 3 against 2 or like 3 on 3. It feels like we play it safe too much. Like,
you
okay,
think
that's
that's
no, I need to pass it back. and,
you
and
think
everyone's
that's
already back again.
overcoaching?
Might be, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it might be because they seem to have the philosophy now of build up. Build up seems to be like the thing. Like build up is in, we need to build this way. Like if I get the ball back, because what we're doing is we're pressing, right? And and I think it depends on, from what I see, it depends on what zone we are, because I learned that like Arteta apparently coaches them about zones, right? That even if you have a blindfold on you, you'll know that your colleague or your teammate will be in each position you are on the field. You know that your colleague is going to be in one of those points, no matter if someone is marking them and so forth. And I just feel that we're so we spoke about it before, is like being able to express yourself, because football, man, football is a sport where like I think you can coach to a certain extent, but there's also moments in the field where tactics in a way kind of go out the window. Not completely, but there's opportunity. There's opportunity. There's either a break or either a mistake is made, or either in our case, we press so much that we actually force the opposition to make a mistake. We force the opposition to like do a short pass or too much of a long pass that it goes out of the field. And Spurs did a couple of those yesterday. And I was like, yeah, we got them. It's that pressure. And that just builds. But then there were occasions where it's like, what are you doing? Like, just run. Like, just go and just
You
love
talk
this other
about
guy. Like full on like freedom football,
yeah, that's
And
transition.
Freedom football, man.
Yeah.
That's what we do not have, eh?
and during our, like we say, the streets will never forget. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, those days were like, total football, man. It was
Yeah,
freedom.
man.
The streets will never forget. And we got to get back to those vibes, man. I'm sorry. Like it's just really frustrating watching us play in this manner. It's almost like we play for these corners, and then, and also our corners as well. Like we kind of waste a lot of them though, as well. Like some of them are
But guys,
Odegaard was not delivering the corners properly yesterday.
It doesn't.
I think it was Ibrahim who
was saying in
flagged
the
that.
group, yeah. But guys,
Yeah.
one thing, well, two things regarding corners, right? Because it is like a numbers game and chance and all that. But if you guys think about it, remember I was complaining about Rice in the beginning of the season because he was putting in wrong corners, and Saka was the one who was getting like all the good corners in. Obviously, Rice has been practicing it in the training ground. He's much improved, right? Give Odegaard some time. Odegaard wasn't taking the corners. It was Saka. And then when Saka got injured, was Nwaneri was taking corners because Odegaard was injured anyways. Like now that Odegaard is back, I think just give him a few weeks to practice in the training ground.
No, man, I don't think he
The
did that.
corners.
No,
Let him
no,
practice
man, I
the
don't.
corners, because the corners is the
no,
way we're gonna
you
win
think-
the league. Yeah.
Listen, I just think that there's just something not right with Odegaard. Ever since that ankle injury, have you seen he can't shoot, my man. Like he does not pull the trigger. So if you're asking
He'll be
him
back.
to take corners, you're asking him to essentially shoot the ball. The guy does not shoot. He's always looking for that pass, which is that safe one. No, but he's not shooting. There's just, for me, I think that ankle isn't right. And
I'm
I
asking
think
him
it
to
might
cross,
also,
which he crosses a lot, man. He's still crossing a lot, He's doing that
something
little
is not
cross.
right with
But
that
I hear
ankle,
you.
man.
Okay.
Something's
He's not
right
sleeping.
with
He
that
became
ankle.
a father,
Yeah, something's not
it's lack
right.
of sleep.
HW,
I still
as
think it's
well,
lack
man.
of sleep. He'll come right. I think Odegaard is one of those players that he'll come right. I think we need to buy, man. I think I mean let's jump into that Man United game for a little bit. I think North London derby
Yeah.
It's pretty much covered. Losers, Spurs, and we win. Bragging rights. But I think the Man United game and why we couldn't record, like, it's that game is one of those games where, one, I must take my hat off because I think their defending was good. On one side, like the defendant, they were prepared and they were defending. I mean, Maguire was defending really well.
Found
I
his
thought it
groove,
was a
huh?
gift. I thought it was a
Three at
gift
the
of a
back.
penalty. Yeah, it was a gift of a penalty. No ways that was a penalty. No ways. I mean, if that went against Arsenal, I would have been like,
Real bad.
throwing stuff at my TV. We got a gift because you mentioned Odegaard. I thought I would kind of segue into the game
penalty.
because of the missed penalty, and I think that's the first penalty he's missed like in his career, like in a like a game, like sort of like game, not like penalties, but
Yeah.
like in a game.
Hectic.
And and you would actually think he would score there. I don't know what's going on with the players. Football season is long and form has its dips, ups and downs. I think with our players, we've been, it comes to a lot of things, which we've talked about before. It's recruitment. It's, we have a very small squad compared to other Premier League teams, even the ones that are fighting relegation. For four competitions, the amount of players that we have is unsustainable, and we're finding it out. We're finding out the hard way. And these guys are human, man. Even Odegaard, you sometimes need to, even though your captain also needs to rest. You also need to put him on ice. Yes, he had an injury, but it's about the games that you play and the fitness that you keep, and that happens. For Odegaard, I think, keep your head up, and a lot of these players, including him, need Dubai, and hopefully that will come. Blessing in disguise might have been going out of the FA Cup, but I still cannot believe we lost that game because of the red card as well. Everything was going our way, and even when the red card came for Dallo, I was like, okay, cool, regroup, take a deep breath, guys. We got this. Patience. Don't need to rush
right
this.
away.
Because the more and more you don't put 10 men under threat, the more they gain confidence. And I think Man U were gaining confidence. And once we missed that penalty, they had it in the bag. They had it in the bag as in going, okay, now let's take these guys to extra time. Let's slow down the game, take these guys to extra time, defend for our lives. And here come penalties. And in penalties, Kai Havertz, again, confidence gone. I think he was still thinking about the sitter that he missed against Newcastle, taking it into this game. And I think he took this game into the North London derby as well because of so hesitant to make a pass, to have a shot, So that game was just a nightmare, man. And I hate losing, but I hate losing to United, man.
There's no team.
I think I hate
most.
losing to United more than Spurs, more than any team in the world, actually.
For sure.
Because of the rivalry.
Their fans are so cocky,
because of Gary Neville.
Fans, man, the fans are the worst, man. I have some friends, they they wanted to be in the podcast, straight up.
Yeah, so for me, like losing against United at home and the way we played, and we still had a gift from a referee, and we still had 11 against 10 on the field.
No.
Listen,
we were given
the lowest of the lows.
We were given every gift to beat United. And it really showed us how bad we are. Like, I must say, like in the last 3 years of watching this team, that was the lowest I felt about this team, man. It took me back to Unai Emery's Europa League final against Chelsea. You know what I mean? Like, that's how low I was feeling. And I literally was like questioning myself, like, dude, have you been giving Arteta too much credit? Because how can he as a coach not realize Man United has one less player? We need to change something. You cannot play the same way again. It's like, why is he just we only play this way and we won't change? The law got taken out. See now how Amorim adapted. See where the gaps are. Make us... I don't know if it's I'm old school, but I miss the days when coaches, their job, they used to sit and let the players be creative. And then they would spend some time thinking, and then they would just come in and make a small tweak, and you would see the shape change, like Arsene Wenger would come in. If a red card happens, you'd see he's immediately subbing, putting on two attackers. Like, what happened to that, man? Is his job now just literally like telling players where to pass all the time? Like, he's always there indicating what to do. Now even our set piece coach is there as well, trying to tell us what. I want the players to be creative, man. I don't want our coaches to be like it's FIFA and they decide who passes. I want him to pay attention and be like, dude, I need to make this change. And for me, he failed there. He should have seen that he needed to make a change. He also should have thought about it a bit better. I think like Jorginho should have taken that penalty, not with the guard, because Jorginho is the best penalty taker in our team.
Yeah.
You might say besides Saka.
Besides Saka, yeah.
Yeah. And then when we get to the penalties, to let Havertz take that penalty when he's not in good form. I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember so clearly when Havertz in preseason, when he just arrived, he was still low coming from Chelsea. He took a penalty in preseason in America, and he took a penalty like that. So slow, no strength. I was like, yo, this guy, when he's not confident, is bad at penalties, man. Like, bad. He's scared of taking a penalty. And that's our main striker, the guy who's scared of taking penalties, man. Arteta should have known, like, let me not put him in this, like, high pressure. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me being too harsh, but I lost a lot of faith with Arteta on Sunday, man. I lost a lot of faith. Like, I've been, like, protecting him. Now I'm, like, neutral. Like Billy with the white shirt.
Yeah, look, for me, I'll say that it's unfair to blame the whole team because I think the back four, back five, counting with Raya, I think they need to be excluded from this conversation because if I had to watch tape back as them, they did their part. It's up to the rest of the forwards to win up the game because they've locked everything and snuffed everything out. I'm not going to say that our players are bad because if that holds true, then we wouldn't with the same players beat us Spurs, 4 days later. But I kind of just looked at these players, the front line that we had. And it's what Troy Deeney said. They lack cojones, man. You know what? I understand it's Man United. Nobody wants to play Man United. Nobody wants to lose to Man United. I understand that. But what is at stake? It's the third round of the FA Cup. Third round. We have just essentially been wiped out and Newcastle wiped the floor with us. We have a chance to bounce back at home. And man, we're there. It's there for the taking, man. It's either these guys are not up for the fight or they just don't know how to win. Because when I watched Spurs yesterday, like H said, he watched the game, wasn't even nervous. It was the same as me, man. I went into that game, zero expectations. You know why? Because that's what the players have. We are here to win trophies. One is already gone. Newcastle, Carabao Cup, essentially gone. We have the Premier League we're in it. But we, from the old podcast, we've already said we have a chance. But I think by then, 70% of us have already said it's going to be Liverpool's year. Champions League, forget about it. We're not winning that. So if you come to a game like this with zero expectations, it's a North London derby. There's no pressure on you. If you lost the game yesterday, there would just be more revolt. There would just be more reason to buy more players. And that's what the narrative would be. We won the game. But I'm still sitting here as much as it was the North London derby.
Kits.
Yeah, exactly what have come out. But as much as I sit here, I'm still dejected, my man. I'm still dejected. Yes, we are 4 points. By the end of the weekend, we can be 1 point. But you guys already know my stance. As I repeat again, I think we're winning 0 trophies this year. I don't think we're getting it. But to go out once again in the third round at home to a 10-man Man United team that played with 10 men for over 60 minutes with
a 13th place Man United team.
We should be putting at least 1 or 2 ahead. But it's the same old story. Happened in Newcastle. We just don't know how to score goals. If you take away Gabriel's goal yesterday, that leaves us with 1, Trossard. The other came from who? In Man United. Wasn't that also, who scored the goal for?
Gabriel as well. Gabriel, bro.
Exactly.
Gabriel. You guys were laughing at me, man. I was like, sticking up front.
So that's the
to our listeners, wait. To our listeners. So each dab although he's got Mozambican roots, he was actually born in Britain, you know? So he's got that good old school mentality of bringing the center defender as your striker. You just want Gabriel as your main striker, right? He's the number 9.
Man, he's knocking in the goals right now, man. He's on form. So no one else is on form. So put him up front.
Realistically, where are goals going to come
Get-
from?
Get
Martinelli
Tini
is
to
crap.
cross. Yeah.
Martinelli hit.
Yeah. You always gotta
Trossard.
come for my man. Yeah, okay.
No, Trossard, take away the goal yesterday. You would have said it would have been just a Trossard who did what he had to do, because Trossard, you never know what you're going to get with him. One day
He sold Poro's ankle, huh? He sold Poro's ankle.
I understand that. But what did he do the game? Yes, but what did he do the game before? So it's a Jekyll and Hyde. You just don't know who you're getting. You have Raheem Sterling, which we've already counted out. Then we have Kai Havertz, which, come on, guys. That's it. That's our attack. That's it.
Guys, it is a bit of a joke, our attack, man.
Where are the goals coming from? Because I can't even count Odegaard in there. Odegaard this season has 1 goal. One.
Yo, on that, guys, Odegaard 3 seasons ago scored 15. Last season scored 8. This season he's got 1 goal. That's how bad the drop off has been, man. So far.
Granit Xhaka, when Granit Xhaka was at the end, he was offense, my man, because he left Thomas Partey to do a lot of the cleanup. And he can do that. You know, for me, I have the same questions. We just about to sign Zubamendi. Zubamendi is a number 6. So Zubamendi comes to 6. Where's Rice going to play? He's going to play at 8, but you already know that he's a 6. So it's just like, what are you doing? Because Marino comes in. When Marino plays, I can't even tell when he's there. I don't even know what he looks like on the field, my man. He's got no personality. He's got no flair. He just looks like he's just another player. Oh, that's Marino. But he's done nothing, man. He's not offering me anything different than just a team player. What has he done?
By the way,
Fabio knows because he does a lot of stats.
No, by the way, I'm going to talk about stats here. Just want to say, you guys know, not even Google knows what Merino looks like. Next time Arsenal is playing, go on Google, click lineups, and they show the images of each player. Please notice that they use the photo of another player. That's another Spanish midfielder there, man. Not even Google knows what Merino looks like, man. It's not just who is like, what is this guy doing?
I don't get it, bro.
Yeah. The question is, where do we go from here in terms of, we still, the games are coming thick and fast. I think it's Villa, and then I think it's Champions League next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Dinamo Zagreb.
I think. Dinamo. Yeah.
Luckily, it's at home. We don't have to go to them because that's a trip.
Yeah, and then I think it's Wolves away after that.
In the Champions League game again.
Who is it?
It's a Spanish team. It's
Girona.
Girona. There you go.
It's Girona. Bill, you're of the opinion that, pay up and get Corres right now, who'll come in and who knows? He could hit the ground running or not. That's football.
In England before, man.
Doesn't mean anything. He's played for Coventry in the Championship. This is Premier League football, my friend.
Are you telling me he's gonna be worse than Havertz?
Nah, dude, come on, let's not do this.
No.
The point I'm getting to is that whether we get someone or not, it doesn't hide the fact that we've been playing shit. We've been playing. We're so predictable. When we play the smaller teams, they know what to do. They know what to do for 90 minutes. Waste time. Get men behind the ball, low block, frustrate Arsenal. They're starting to prepare a bit more carefully for the corners now. They're starting to be more aware. And that's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger for the opposition. They're going to keep studying the way we play, the corners, etc., etc. We don't have the X factor. Bukayo Saka is our X factor. We don't have that. We don't have the X factor. We don't have the guy who's going to. I remember the first episode we recorded when Fabio asked us about who our favorite players are, and the favorite players that we gave Bill are our X factor players, players that will go, the Ronaldinhos, the Bergkamps, the
Alexis Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez, the players that will resolve this 1-1. No worries, I got you. Let's go. Let's try it. And it won't work 100% of the time, but it's the intent, man. Of one player that can lift others. One player that can come in and boom, Odegaard's inspired again. boom. Havertz is probably benching and now getting hungry and going like, hey, this can't be life now. I've got to try and get into this team.
Yo, H,
maybe
talking about X Factor.
yeah.
Sorry, just that quick one.
Yeah.
You're talking about X Factor. Did you guys see Isaac's goal? Did you guys see
Yeah.
Isaac's goal this
Yeah,
week?
yesterday's. Yeah.
He came from the wing.
Yesterday's goal.
Yeah, where Billy saying, what is your striker doing there? He went to the wing.
Whew. Yeah.
And he smoked.
What was he available for before? It was available for 22 million once upon a time.
We're not getting Isaac. Just forget
I'm not saying we're
it.
getting Isaac. We're definitely not getting him now, but maybe in the summer.
We're not getting him in the summer.
I don't think we're getting him in the summer either.
Well, man.
It's. I think it's between Sesko, Gyökeres, and Vlahovic. What's his name? Vlahovic?
You heard it here first.
From Juve.
You heard it here first. We're going to draw. We're going to come back in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. It's going to be a draw. Well, 2-0 for us, so draw 2-2. We're going to go to penalties. And we're going to win. And we're going to go to the final. And then in the summer, we're going to get Isaac, number 14. Guys, you heard it here first. I must be on cuckoo land because Arsenal has given us zero confidence that they can get anything done. But you heard it. We're going to do it.
H.
No, they're going to overprice them. But anyways, go for it, yeah.
Look, it's like this, okay? We need to splat the cat. We need to, okay? And when I say that, we need to take the checkbook out and we need to sign that X factor that you say. But it's going to come at a cost. It's going to come at a price. Because as I was saying in the last podcast, if you want a mediocre player because you want to tighten your purse strings, you're going to get a regular squad player. But all those people that you're describing now, they're going to be costly, my man. You want a guy that's going to hit the ground running, and a person that costs 80 to 85 upwards, he's not coming here to play, my man. That's a superstar. That's what you're getting. Fabio, relax. We're talking about the window. What you're trying to say is, okay, let's get like a Buemo, and then in the summer, we're going to go for Isak. My man, we got to deal with it right now. We're not getting Isak, man. Isak's price is going to double. Like, he can go to any club that he wants. He can negotiate any contract.
Exactly.
There is nothing saying that he wants to come to Arsenal. He's going to go. He's on fire, man. He wants that money. And I don't
He's
think
a gunner,
our
guys.
club he's not
He's
gonna,
a gunner, guys.
Dude, Fabio, there's no loyalty, man. I don't know where you think there's loyalty today. Money talks, bullshit walks. That's the situation. So what I say is these people, I don't want a Nico Williams, because if a Nico Williams comes in and we play this high angle, I don't think it's going to benefit him at all. What I saw, and I advocate for Gyökeres, is the same as what I saw in December when Jesus was playing up 9. He scored all his goals because he was going through the middle. He was able to work in the middle. Yes, he came to get the ball back, but he did a lot of his work in the box, in the semicircle. Havertz is drifting, pace invader. No. Brother, did you see, remember when we played Sporting in the Champions League? Gyökeres got nullified, that's fine. But did you see how many shots he took, my man, from outside the box? Hit post, the ones that Raya had to say, my man, that's what we need, man. That's what
But Arteta
inspires
doesn't
people
like
to
that,
be.
man. Arteta
My
doesn't
man.
like that. He doesn't want
Then
you to
I'm
give
sorry,
up
we're-
possession
then
by
we're-
taking speculative
then we're-
shots.
Then we're getting
You'd rather take speculative crosses.
Stat man.
You'd rather
Stat
take
man.
speculative crosses, bro.
Then even your boy Isak is not going to come here to play that kind of bullshit that he has to drop back. He needs to come in and get that guy works around there. That's why I was even listening to one of these podcasts that they were talking about the distance that Havertz and Jesus received the ball. They closer to the halfway line, and then they gotta go work to get there,
Yeah.
to get to the goal line. But if you see an Isak, they're right there, man. It's like
In the position,
turn
yeah.
and in the position. But where we asking them to drop back and H was saying, build up play, build up. It's so slow. It's so lethargic. It's like, come on, guys. And we all know where the ball is going. It's going to the right. And then it comes back to the left. And then it comes back
so
to
for
the
me-
right. Come on, bro.
I just want to add here. For me, it's the way I see it. It almost feels like I don't understand people even in our group, in our WhatsApp group, that want the manager to go, because for me it's like, who are you gonna get? And the manager is just going to end up in Real Madrid and win a million trophies, and we're going to have, our cojones in our hands. So
if he
I
keeps
think
playing like this, he's not going to end up at Real Madrid, man. Real Madrid, you have to attack. You have to win and you have to play football, man. You can't play dog shit there. But
no, the way I see it is that I have faith in the manager. I'll say now, I'm not happy with him. Like you, Fabi, I'm not happy with the way we're playing. But I have faith that he'll change it. I have faith that he'll come right. I think, is it wrong in saying that Bill's like, what is this talking shit?
It's gonna come next year, but we're concentrating on the now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it comes after Dubai. I have faith in the warm weather. Yeah, and then we go into the run-in. I think that he's gonna cook up something special, something different, because all the teams expect us to play this way, and I think that there's something he's cooking that's gonna kind of switch it. This is me being hopeful, but also kind of taking a page out of Pep Guardiola's book, that this is what Pep has done before as well. And Man City have gone on an incredible run all the way to like title wins. I kind of feel that like Arteta is he's perfected the goalkeeper. Perfect. And I think in the back of my mind, I'm hoping that in the summer as well, that we get a competitor for Raya, because what's going to happen with Raya, he's going to get comfortable, and and you always got to keep a goalkeeper on his toes.
He wants that
He's
Spanish
perfected.
kid, huh? That's the one we tried.
I think so, from Valladolid,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Go again, yeah.
He's perfected the defense. The defense is solid, man. Like, there's so much that we don't even worry about them. And the performances speak for itself, right? The midfield, not there yet, but
we're just missing one player.
It's nearly there.
You're missing one player. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Attack, we're missing 3 players.
Yeah, so attack is where it kind of that's the next project almost, and I think that it could be, even with the players that we have right now, +1. It almost feels like Pep Guardiola before he had Haaland, and before that he had Aguero, right? And Aguero, I mean, one of the greatest strikers for me in Premier League history, even though he was like already towards the end
for sure.
of, like his performances weren't, and injuries, he was hampered by injuries and so forth.
He had backup. He had Jesus as backup, huh?
Yeah. And he had a prime Jesus as backup without knee problems. Sucks. Feel sorry for the guy, actually.
Yeah, man, I hope you get better, Gabriel Jesus, man. Sorry for your ACLs, man.
But to conclude, what I'm saying is that I'm not losing faith in the manager, because he's proven me wrong many times. Yeah. Number one, I think this thing of you're only measured by the trophies, true. And I think you have to be. And I think if you're at a club like Arsenal, you have to be. I think I don't want to say this thing of like the pundits say but he spent X amount of money. Like they should be competing, right? I mean, you look at Man United, you look at,
exactly.
That's bullshit.
Man United and Chelsea should be winning every trophy then.
I just look at
Man United, they've won 2 trophies in the 2 consecutive years.
Don't give us good proven facts, Bill. Well, no, don't give us these facts.
Yeah, no. But for me, it's true, Bill. It's true. They've become a cup team. Damn it. I don't want to be a cup team. I was saying that we go for the cups this season because on the basis of the type of football that we're playing. Where I was like, at least let's win a cup or 2. Because the football is not great. The football is not sustainable to actually go and win a Premier League or a Champions League. It's not, but you buy a superstar player like Bill's saying, you splash the cash on a player that's going to inspire the rest of the team. You come up with maybe a hidden tactic that can change the way we play a bit more loose, a bit more attacking as well, but also kind of keeping the Rolls Royce and Big Gabby, clean sheets as well, minding that the defense. And maybe, we can give this thing a go. We're not too far off the top. And Liverpool will drop points, like I said, definitely. Did you see the calendar that I put of the away games that Liverpool still have to do?
Yeah.
Very tough ones. They've got one this weekend away to Brentford. They've got one away to Brentford this weekend. Brentford at home, Brentford are hot and cold team, but I think at home they're strong and they can give Liverpool problems because Liverpool are not in top form at the moment. So anything can happen, but we've got to do our bit. And I agree with you, Bill. Like we've got to surprise even ourselves in splashing the cash and just going for it. Man City are out of the equation. They're out of it. It's only Liverpool and it's not a perfect Liverpool. And be careful with Nottingham Forest and Newcastle, man.
Yeah, man.
That's how I'm going to finish.
We're playing around. If we fool around, we're going to be in that battle for fourth place. Huh? Like, if we just play around a little bit, Nottingham Forest, man.
Chelsea are playing around right now.
Yeah.
Chelsea are playing around right now.
Yeah,
so they're fifth now.
Yeah. One thing I have to question you, H, because I hear you, like, I've also been pro the manager, and then now I'm neutral. Like I said, I'm not pro or out. I just want Arsenal to be good. With the current style of play, how can you be confident in Arteta, man? Because what's up? Like, I'm starting to think that the way he sees
because I've seen different kind of football from him. That's why. I've seen it before. If this was the football he was playing since the beginning all the way up to now, I would have been already like ringing bells, like even before the season started, you know. But we've seen that he's able to produce attacking football. For me, it's like, why are we choosing, like I said before, why are we choosing instead of trying not to lose games instead of going to win games?
Yeah.
You know, because right now we're trying not to lose.
So that's what I want to see from the Newcastle second leg. Even if we get knocked out, I want to see an attacking Arsenal team with an attacking Arsenal tactic. I don't want to hear about this. We dominated the game, passing the ball sideways, 45 crosses. I want to only look at, did we create chances through the middle, and did we take those chances? If we score some goals, but then we concede some goals, congrats to Newcastle. They can go to the final. It's the Carabao Cup. Who cares? But can we see some attacking football?
You want Arteta to go full big Ange, but that's not going to happen.
All out, bro. All out attack. Trust
it's not going to happen.
Gabby to defend.
Not gonna happen.
But this is the thing, man. Look, so if they can't be grouped in together and say the team sucks because Havertz is not taking the ball into the net, those guys are doing their part. So I have to separate and say, look, the forwards are just not doing what they're supposed to do. I think, yes, the Carabao Cup, you can blame the 2 goals going in, the defense. Okay. Yeah, I think Gabriel was at fault in the Man United also. The Man United goal, it happens. But I don't know if it carried over from the Carabao Cup until this Newcastle game. But looking at stats, looking at XG, I think we were 8, supposed to have 8 goals. XG, it's expected goals. It means that there is a high probability that the balls would have gone into the back of the net. If you're sitting there at Gabriel defending Isaac, trying to put him in, in his pocket and so forth, and you're having Havertz backing out the way for me thinking, like, come on, bro. Okay. That cannot be beat up and say, oh, Arteta is not playing attacking football, because if the football wasn't so attacking, we wouldn't have that XG. We wouldn't be putting ourselves in positions where these guys are just fucking up. So I
Bill,
get it.
This is what I want to say.
Yeah,
this is what I want to say. Like, I love my stats. I love my being an analyst and all that. But I think end of the day, you also have to trust your eyes, right? You can't just go with stats. So when people say we've had this XG of 8, what I can tell you is that XG is calculated very differently depending on what model you use, right? Do you guys honestly, when with your eyes, with what you saw, did you feel like we created 8 goals? Because when I see it, if you send 45... If you send 45, listen.
Did you see how many chances we missed?
Yeah, we did miss a lot.
What were you watching, my man?
We did miss a lot.
I also said, by the way, the XG is not even from that. It's from like the previous game, which we also drew. But what I'm saying...
Fine. But in Newcastle as well, did you not see the chances that Havertz was missing? Come on, my man.
Yeah.
If you're going to go with the eye test, look at the misses, my man.
Okay, so to you, we put
I don't want to say.
I think even the miss that Havertz had against Man U, that one where he could have lobbed the keeper. I think what was it? It was like a high like XG. I can't remember. Can't remember what it was. I read about it. That it was so high that like you like that is like expect to be a goal.
But since Bill is so into stats, I know we're trying to finish, and stats is probably the most boring part. That's why I like to not talk too much about stats. I rather write about it in the newsletter. But did you guys know Arsenal has the 3rd highest conversion rate? Since you guys like stats, has the 3rd highest conversion rate in the Premier League. But is that how you feel when you watch every week? You honestly think? Because according to that, we're not that bad then. Because to me, we are.
What?
Yeah,
What I'm
according to the
saying,
stats, we're doing really well.
Yeah, Arteta keeps
Like,
talking about the
fantastic.
stats. We dominated. We
yeah,
should have won.
Fantastic.
we're,
What I'm saying,
we're
Second
at the
in the
table,
league.
right?
yeah,
What
what I'm
I'm
saying,
saying, 4 points
yeah.
behind. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is statistics. You can tweak them to make any argument, right? It's all different models.
For sure.
So that's my only thing is like you might see XG of this with one, but then a different company that calculates XG calculates it differently. So I love checking out statistics, but we also have to like take it with a pinch of salt. And for me, like, yeah, Havertz is a problem, but us not creating high quality chances from the middle is also a huge problem. And for me,
So,
it's not going to be fixed through a player. That has to be fixed through training. Arteta has to coach them a bit differently. And I hope he will do it in Dubai. Let's hope. Yo, Dubai, man.
No,
I think, yeah, like I said, we're not signing. Yeah, sorry. Go. No, me, it's quick. I just want to say that you were saying there about the coaching. 100% agree with you because, you know, on one side, you can break the bank, but I'm just going on what Arsenal do. I'm going on the history. I'm going on. We've never bought like 100 million player in January, you know, and I don't think we will. And the thing is, like, we can, believe it or not, I really think that he's going to have to find a way with these players that he's got. And I think that's what Josh Conqueror is going to basically tell him.
I hope you're
Like,
wrong, man.
dude,
Tomorrow-
you've got the money. You've signed Zubimendi and you've still got more money after Zubimendi. Still got more money to get the striker you want in the summer and to still renew a few contracts. But right now in January,
Nah, man.
I don't think so, man. I can't.
Then we need a loan. Then we need a loan.
I hope I'm surprised.
Guys, Havertz,
I just can't see.
Havertz can also get injured. And then what? We need something,
look,
man.
big yeah, if that happens. Yeah, look, what I was saying to you, Fabio, is that I'm not trying to quote stats because you know I'm not a stats guy. I was just trying to point out the fact that if we are to buy a player, for me, I would go with a Gokaris, somebody that is a striker instead of going for a winger. Because I think the problems are in front of goal and not coming into the goal. We already have that problem. But a person like a Gokaris has a shot in him from outside the box, inside as well. You don't have that with Kai Havertz. I haven't seen that guy shoot, my man. Like his goals are tap-ins for me, or they're just there. But the way
And
that we
headers.
play football is, it's like we're trying to walk the ball in. To get what I'm saying? I just need somebody that just like, fuck the coach. I'm just gonna do what I need to do
Yeah.
and take it. That's why that goal of Trossard yesterday,
Yeah.
when he got it, obviously he was in a good position, but you could have seen the player was running next to him. I would have thought that, oh, okay, this guy's going to cut back or, you know, do that shimmy that did with Floro and maybe try to give it to somebody on the inside. But he was just like, fuck this. I'm Trossard, man. I can shoot with
Yeah.
both feet. And he took the shot.
I think
And
he
it
took
was
all his
nice.
frustrations
Outside the
into
box.
that ball.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think we need.
The celebration said it all as well.
Yeah, what H was saying. Yeah, and what H was saying about going to Dubai, working with the players that we have. Man, I don't have faith with our forwards, man. I don't. I think they're overproducing at this moment. I think they just don't need something else. And I think that we're starting to see that a lot of them, in my opinion, maybe hid behind Saka's brilliance. That Saka was bailing us out. That now there's, you know, now that we're like, okay, guys, show us what we can do. I just don't think that they're good enough. They're professional athletes, obviously better than me, but I just don't think when push comes to shove, these guys are able to get us across the line. But if it's like Liverpool is 8 points ahead, the season's already over, we're going to get 6 goals here and there because there's no freedom. But when we're on the line and we're chasing as we're chasing now, I just don't see it. I don't have faith that these guys, Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, Sterling, that is who we have. Ethan Wanyeri, I can't even put him there because he's a midfield. Those are the 4 players we have. And we start 3 of them. That means that 1 is going to come off the bench. So it's like, hey, Paul, who is it today? It's Martinelli. He's a boy, Trossard. Oh, because they have nothing different. And we all know what their qualities are. And we all know what their strengths and weaknesses are. If we can say,
But look, Bill,
imagine good good coaches from the opposing team. They know what we're gonna do, my man. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I think I hope I'm wrong, Bill. To be honest, I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope we sign a forward, a striker. Hopefully not Mbuemo, but anyways,
You think
I don't want them.
nothing personal. But
And Buemo, I just don't see him like as an Arsenal player, man. I don't want Buemo. I don't.
he's better than Sterling, but yeah. Anyways,
No, man, I don't want
but no,
Mbuemo.
but what I'm saying is that we you know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we do sign someone. I really do. I'm maybe trying to manage my own expectations and not trying to get hurt and angry and going like, it's gonna be fucking no one, and we just gonna have to work with what we have. But I really hope we do sign someone. I agree with both of you. I agree that like it's the position. You take Havertz out, you put in the Gyökeres, and those chances are converted for sure. A lot of those chances. But I'm of the side of that long term, we need to see other ways of playing as well. It like, cause teams have caught up to the way we play, especially the smaller, for me. You know what, Bill? For me, it's like when the Man United game, that was the Man United game and the Spurs game yesterday. I actually wasn't nervous even with the lineups. I wasn't like I used to be, and I even put a picture of a stat on the interview group that has like Emery's record against Big Six sides and Arteta last time that we lost against a Big Six team. Something, and it has those numbers. I look at that and I look at a team that is when we play the big teams, I have no fear, man. Even when we played against Liverpool, and even when we will play against Liverpool and Anfield, no fear at all, because those teams I know are going to, and I know that those teams are not going to sit back and play low block football, the whole freaking 90 minutes. They're gonna come out of their shell, and we're going to break them, and that's what happened to Tottenham yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
The scoreline was respectable because we missed a lot of chances as well, and I think going forward, we still need to find some way of breaking down these smaller teams. The Fulhams, the Brightons, the Bournemouths. That's where we lose it, man. That's where we lose becoming champions. It's there. It's those games. Yeah. The big six games, the big games, we smack these teams. We even smacked Newcastle like 4-0 or 4-1 last season at home. And that's why I was shocked when the way we lost, in the Carabao. But yeah.
Truth be told, I don't think that we have a problem with our defense. I think going into any game, I think that I can always count on the back. Yeah, I can count on the back five. If it's a full,
for sure.
If you got Timber playing there on the right wing, and you got a Lewis Kelly or a Calafiori, I can say yes.
Our lineup yesterday, basically.
Yeah, unless you
our lineup yesterday, it was the deflected goal. You can't do anything about that.
If you have the Thomas Partey at right back, then I'm like, this was gonna be problematic. But if we're going with like a solid back line of either what's the name, White there, or you can put Timber or some. I don't have a problem, and I don't think that they're gonna score. If they score, it's gotta be either we did something stupid or have a fair play for these guys, because I don't really see a mistake in us.
Yeah.
I have
like a
repeated
Pedro Neto goal, for example.
Yeah, or it's a brilliance. But I have repeated on this podcast how I think it's our forward line. Now, one thing, H, I just didn't want to cut you off, but I just have a gripe with you when you say, look, we just need to sign someone. I cannot have that opinion of saying we need to find someone, because it has to be an X factor, or it's just going to be a dud, my man. Like, I know we need players, but we cannot just fill bodies, because we'll be in the exact same position in the summer, complaining that this guy was like,
I agree with you.
And like, we need to be in a position where we have to say, guys, the player that we want is either in Gyökeres, we want Vlahovic, we want Osimhen, or we want an Isak. Those are the guys that we want. Don't fucking bring us, Buemo, or some guy that is from Crystal Palace having a good season, or some guy from, like, we don't want that. We don't want a squad player. We want an elite X Factor player, because the money that we have for the summer, we need to bring that forward now. Like, the time is now. And that's where I challenge the club. to show ambition. If they are ambitious and they think that they can, we're only, as you said, 4 points behind. If they have any sort of ambition, you take that player and you put him in the squad, because I guarantee you 80 mil or 70, 80 mil for these players. They're not coming here to ride a bench, my man. They're coming here to play. Take away Havertz. I think nobody wanted Havertz, but he was 65. When we saw that, which came quick, we were like, where is he coming from? But a guy like a Osimhen, a Gokeres, he's coming with pedigree because these guys have produced. You get what I'm saying? But I cannot, listen to you, H, and say, look, we just need to bring someone because we're gonna be in the exact
No,
same
that's not.
situation.
I didn't mean someone.
No,
I didn't mean some. What I mean is that you need to see the fact that these players that you mentioned, and I mentioned that we need an X factor. But these players that we've mentioned here, they need to come in that are going to actually inspire this squad. Cannot be any player for sure. But you also got to look at the fact that these deals in January are very rare to happen. And I don't have faith in Arsenal based on our history to actually get it done.
But a lot of these players that we mentioned, they have release clauses. Yeah. So it's not even about negotiating. Yeah. Yes, they have a higher release clause, but that's where the ambition comes into play.
I just can't see the club doing it.
Well, then that's where we question the ambition of the club, because they have the money. They cannot say they don't have the money. All the reports have come out that they say that if we are no club is going to be in danger of PS. So every club is good. We can spend the money. We have it. So now it's up to the Conquist to say, okay, guys, we have the money. You choose, because all of these players that I've mentioned have release clauses. The only one that doesn't is...
I think even Sesko as well. Sesko has a release clause as well, right? From RB Leipzig.
No, they took it out when he signed that new contract now.
When he signed, okay.
Yeah, he signed it now in the summer.
Because that's the player that Arteta's wanted. That he wants.
Yeah, but they took it out so that... So
that's also the other thing. Yeah. Who does Arteta want?
Yeah, that's fine. But whatever person we have said, get us this for even the Nico Williams. Nico Williams has a release clause. If you go to him and say, listen, we're going to pay for you, then it's his decision whether he wants to come in or not. But don't nickel and dime.
It's like what we're doing with Zubimendi as well. Zubimendi, we're paying his release clause and a bit more so that we can pay it in installments. Something along those lines.
But that's in the summer. We need something now.
Really doesn't care. Yeah. He's not falling for this.
Feels like he's not falling for it.
Because look at our bench yesterday. We had kids, man. I don't even know who the fuck these guys are. Football club, man. Yes, we have injuries, but come on, man. Yeah, see, bro. It's not like this. Not like this. Come on. It cannot be derailed because of fat.
Yeah, we're too big, but guys, we need some closing thoughts.
That's why Sterling's there.
Guys, we need some closing thoughts because we got to wrap
What if we didn't sign Sterling? We could have been the real shit right now.
I actually think we'd be better off, man. We would be better off. We would have put some kid from the academy, would do more. But guys, we have to have some closing thoughts, and then we got to wrap up. We can continue next week because otherwise we can stay here until we get gray hair, man. Let's give your final words and then hit us with your final thoughts.
For me, it's take a deep breath. It's going to be a lot more ups and downs. Club know what they have to do. For me, I said it was the cups. Cups are gone. Can't see us overturning Newcastle. So in my brain, I'm just like, just enjoy the rest of the season, man. I've told myself that it's 0 trophies again. And maybe that's what I need to do to actually cope and be surprised. And be surprised. But I just want to see them play wonderful football. To be honest, like jokes aside,
champagne football.
You
want champagne football?
I just want to see us score goals, man. I want to see us score goals. I don't want to just celebrate goals from corners, although they're also welcome. I want to see some brilliance. Like Bill said, that Trossard goal was breath of fresh air. It was a great goal, great strike. Strike the ball. Don't hesitate. Then that's advice for Havertz as well. Just forget about the ones you missed. Focus on getting that one in. We got to back the players. We got to back the manager. I don't like this thing of like these, fans making fun of Havertz
Yeah, that was rough,
and the
huh?
manager and so forth.
There was some rough stuff with that.
We've got to back the man because we're still in it. I'm not very, again, I don't think we'll do it unless X Factor comes in, and then you'll see my mood change. But until then, here I am suffering with you guys.
Feel you, man. I'll feel you. I'm more of the same. For me, I'm taking it easy, man. After the Man United game, I kind of just said, "Oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna chill every time I watch a game. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna watch the game." You know what? And this is how I feel that these players play like, because I've already said they lack cojones, not the back line, not the mids, talking about the forwards. They just lack balls. And once you put that into your mind, they're going to start playing like every time. You always see the last match of the season, Arsenal always wins like 5-0, 4-0, and it's all in the set. Why? Because there's no pressure, my man. And this is how it is. We lost one cup, FA Cup, we gone. Carabao Cup, you guys have faith, good for you. Gone. Premier League, I don't see it. But yeah, we're still in it, but I just don't see it. Champions League, if we get a Real Madrid or something, they're gonna smoke us. Not because our back line is bad, because they're gonna score goals, but we just don't have the firepower to score goals. So what I just need to do right now is look at my club and say, guys, you can see what's going on. We do not have the ammunition to get us goals. We've presented you with names. Everybody has, from social media, newspapers, everything. Just Clunky, how much are you willing to back the team that you say you care about? Spend the money. Arteta is going to look at the right profile, but these people that he presents to you, I'm pretty sure all of them will have a release clause. If, for me, we end up getting like a side bid, that's when I will look at you, Fabio, and I'm going to say to you, you told me to back these owners, back the manager. Look at what they're doing to us. We need bodies, but they're just giving us side dishes. People that are going to come in, play 90 minutes, not contribute to anything. Then they're going to be here like, why is Sterling here? This is how we're going into. Bring us an X factor that we all can rally to. We can all celebrate. Morale will go up and we can start to believe. Because right now, even though we just had the North London Derby, my morale is down. I want to wear my shirt again. I want to do my podcast in my Arsenal bar. Right now, I don't even drink there. I don't even want to go there. I want to look at that place. Give me an interest. We're going to watch the game over there. Guys, come over to my house for beers. But besides that, nada, bro. Yes.
Listen, if we sign a striker, Manin Gunners, everyone at the bar, it's happening, huh? Live watch along.
Watch us go. Watch us go for like a Jonathan David or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Wait, you don't want him, or you saying you want him?
No, I don't want him, man. He's not sexy enough, my man. Like, we want that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But he's available, bro. He's available, man. Okay, all right. I hear you.
yeah,
He doesn't want side dishes.
because he's got 6 months left in his contract, so they're gonna look at him like, oh yeah, but it's not what we need, my man. It's not.
All right,
But
guys,
let's
and
see
with
what
that,
happens.
yeah, and with that, guys, no more side dishes.
No more
I
side
think
dishes.
everyone should go have some dessert and then go to sleep. Take it easy, guys. It was always lovely speaking to you guys, man. Guys, don't lose the faith. We can do it. My final thought is we're not out of the Carabao Cup yet. La Remontada, you heard it here first. We're going to come back and we're going to sign someone before we go to Dubai, and we're going to improve our style of play. Only point of correction, I've never said back the owners. I have my own issues with them. But anyways, that's for another day. Another day, another dollar. Take it easy, guys. Gunners for life. We're going to do it. Peace.
Yeah.